Βρισκόμαστε εδώ στο μπαλκόνι μας με τον φίλο μας τον Άλεξ, που είναι από τον Καναδά και θέλουμε να τον ρωτήσουμε μερικά πράγματα.
Παιδιά, ο Άλεξ είναι Καναδός από το Κεμπέκ, ο οποίος μετακόμισε στην Παραγουάη πριν περίπου ένα χρόνο και έγινε μόνιμος κάτοικος εδώ. Και θέλουμε να το ρωτήσουμε λίγο για τη διαδικασία, να το ρωτήσουμε λίγο σχετικά με τη φορολογία και αυτά τα πράγματα και θα μας τα πει ο ίδιος στα αγγλικά. Hi Alex, welcome firstly. And,
thank you so much.
Thank you so much for being here. We just wanted to ask you a couple of things about becoming a permanent resident in Paraguay. So do you want to tell us a little bit about your background and how you did the whole process and how long it took?
Yeah, so I mean, my background is I was working in Canada, and I took a decision to really go from Canada. I was looking for a country that would suit my need in a way. I changed my job. I was working from home, so I thought I can work from any country, right? So I was looking at countries in South America, and Paraguay really stood out as a country. It's easy to immigrate, low cost of living, temperature. Obviously, as long as I don't have the Canadian winter to deal with, I'm happy. So I was happy to move there. And I looked at the immigration was really easy for me. At least I can speak for a Canadian because I don't know like all the countries how it is. But for a Canadian, super easy. You just need basically my birth certificate and a police certificate type thing where you go to the police and
police check that confirms you haven't committed any crimes.
Exactly, the police check.
I think it's the same for us, right? We just need the certificate.
I think it's the same for everyone. Άρα, παιδιά, τι λέει ο Άλεξ, χρειαζόμαστε πιστοποιητικό γέννησης και χρειαζόμαστε ένα πιστοποιητικό καθαρού ποινικού μητρώου. And then, what do you do? As soon as you get the documentation from your home country, what do you do after that?
What I needed to do first, and I think all countries need to do that, is you need to get it, the apostille.
Σφραγίδα Χάγης, στα ελληνικά σφραγίδα Χάγης. Αποστήλ.
So that was super important for me to get it in the country before, on those two documents. Then when I had those two documents, I'm ready to go to Paraguay. And I was already in contact with a gestora. So someone and she was working with a lawyer, someone who does the immigration process.
Ας πούμε κάτι σαν συμβολογράφος, ένας άνθρωπος ο οποίος ασχολείται με τη γραφειοκρατία, επικοινώνησε μαζί με αυτό το άτομο ο Άλεξ για να ξεκινήσει τη διαδικασία, μιλήσαν για τα έγγραφα και τα σχετικά. So you were in contact with this person and then you told them you had all the documentation ready.
Exactly, she was steering me a bit and then when I arrived I gave her the documents, they did the rest. Now that's one way to do it, use a gestora. Obviously I paid more fees for that.
Right.
And I had to check also that she was a good one, because you need to be careful if you do it with someone. I recommend first, when you first move in the country, to do it with a gestora, but to check with references. No, I don't know, maybe a friend who's done it with her that can confirm, yeah, I did it, everything was good.
Right.
Because you can get
like somebody can make a mistake in the
forgetting
documentation and maybe
more than it can be fraud basically. You can fraud, you can take the money and then not do it correctly. So you just need to like check it's a good one, has good references. And also even when I got my cedula, which is like the national identity, yes, after 3 months I got it, so pretty quick. And when I received it, I went to check with identificaciones that everything was clean to confirm. Because it's Paraguay. You're not like in Canada or.
So just to get this straight, so basically you were back in Canada, you got your documents ready, and then you got in touch with this person here in Paraguay, and you told them I've got the documentation ready, so let's start the process. Did you do it while you were based in Canada, or did you come here and start the process when you got here?
I was in contact with the restaurant from Canada. Just wanted to know what I was gonna when I first came. Not miss anything, but it was pretty simple. You need to check that your country's requirements, right? But once you have the documents in hand, all the correct one, you're good to go. You can come here. But obviously, you kind of want to check before. I kind of sent the scans of the documents to the restaurant to make sure, because if I come here, something's missing, something's wrong. What do I do?
Especially for a friend. Especially for a friend in Greece, like the trip would be so long, it would be crazy. Οπότε ο Άλεξ τι προτείνει, παιδιά, λέει όποιος θέλει να μετακομίσει στην Παραγουάη για οποιονδήποτε λόγο. Εδώ ο Άλεξ είναι digital nomad, σαν εμάς, δηλαδή εργάζεται από το σπίτι. Και έτσι τον εξυπηρετούσε πολύ να έρθει εδώ, να εργάζεται από το σπίτι του στην Παραγουάη και να κανονίσει τη διαδικασία ώστε να γίνει μόνιμος κάτοικος Παραγουάης. Άρα λέει να ελέγξετε, να φροντίσετε ότι όλα σας τα έγγραφα είναι έτοιμα εκ των προτέρων για να μπορέσετε να έρθετε εδώ και να είστε σίγουροι. Βάζει και ένα ποτήρι τερερέ εδώ γιατί τον καλέσαμε να πιούμε τερερέ μαζί. Εδώ το μοιράζονται αυτό το ποτηράκι. ¿Cómo se llama? What do you call this cup again?
So that's the wampa.
Wampa. Wampa, and the straw is called μπομπίγια.
That's it.
Άρα το ποτήρι λέγεται wampa.
Yeah.
Yes.
La wampa y la
Wampa and this is called bombilla. Νίκη, θες να πιεις και εσύ λίγο?
Από την μπομπίγια.
Ναι, εδώ το μοιράζονται όλοι και το πάνε κυκλικά, παιδιά, στην Παραγουάη. Είναι πρώτα ο ένας και μετά ο επόμενος.
Δροσιστικό. So how long did it take?
So mine was super fast. Now I don't know if there was a bribe involved, because everything's possible in Paraguay. But I mean, I gave my documents to my gestora. In 2 weeks, I had the residence card, which is not the cedula, but it's a status of residency.
So you have two different cards then?
Yeah, exactly.
Wow.
Two different cards. There's the residence card, which I mean, it's a status of residency, but otherwise you won't use it. It's not like it's really the cedula you want after that gives you kind of all the rights. Let's say of a Paraguayan, so you can show it when you go to the hospital. You can show your cedula when you go to the bank, and. Yeah, that's it. That's about it. I got it it was quick. Now, depending on the gestora, the residency card was like 2 weeks, which is super quick.
Yes.
Cedula was like 2 months, but they made a mistake on my. I got it in 2 months, but they made a mistake on it was my birth city. I had to get it corrected, so it took like 3 months in total.
Okay.
But if they get it right, I mean, it should have been 2 months. Now the normal time, for example, if you do it alone, because it's possible to do it alone. I haven't done it alone, but if you feel comfortable, you just need to do a bunch of stuff, you know, on your own a bit. Like you need to translate the documents, you need to go to a notary, I think, to get the copies certified, and it's supposed to be 3 months getting the cedula. And I've heard of people, you know, when they do it that way, they get it in 3 months.
Yeah.
What about the passport?
Now the passport, I don't. The only thing I know is they ask you to renounce citizenship, which I'm not interested in.
So to renounce your Canadian citizenship to become a Paraguayan?
Yes, legally.
Wow. Άρα για να πάρεις το διαβατήριο, λέει, της Παραγουάης, ο Άλεξ νομίζει ότι πρέπει να αφήσεις το προηγούμενο διαβατήριό σου. Βέβαια νομίζω για κάποιον από την Ελλάδα δεν γίνεται αυτό, νομίζω απαγορεύεται. Αλλά όπως και να έχει, ακούγεται λίγο πιο πολύπλοκη διαδικασία και δεν νομίζω ότι χρειάζεται κιόλας. I don't think it's actually needed, is it?
I'm not sure how they deal with it. Officially, by law, they will not accept my Canadian citizenship, and they do require me to renounce it. Now, I don't know if you get the passport and then they don't really check and you can keep it, you know,
But
I'm
I
not
mean,
sure.
you don't actually need the passport, right? You just need the national ID card, right?
Yeah, the passport, I don't need, no, officially not really, no. Unless you want a South American passport, you know, I don't need it in the, let's say, in the country, no. I don't need it.
What are the perks of being a Paraguayan resident like you are at the moment? Ποια είναι τα πλεονεκτήματα?
I mean, the tax residency is really good. Basically, if you have your activity outside the country, you're exempt.
So if you have
although
a company
there is,
in
and
Canada,
it's yeah.
If you have a company based in Canada, let's say, what would be your tax here in Paraguay?
So right now, if I'm correct, and I kind of would need to talk to my accountant, but there's like 2 taxes. There's the IVA that's paid every month, and I'll say that, you know, I'm going out on a limb here, but if I recall correctly, there's one every month I'm exempt because it's outside the country, and there's one coming at the end of year that does affect me. I think it's a 10% officially, but you can deduct a lot of bills, like basically almost all your bills everyday life. So you end up with not that much taxes to pay. Now that's my activity, it's trading, but here they reclassify by area of work. You know, it's not like. I realize like Canada, it's not that complicated. If your salary is going to be that, like that bracket, that.
Γιατί στην περίπτωση του Άλεξ που ασχολείται με το trading, λέει ότι είναι λίγο λεπτό το ζήτημα και μπορεί να έχει να πληρώσει ένα μικρό ποσοστό φόρου στο τέλος της χρονιάς, το οποίο μπορεί να είναι 10% μείον τα έξοδά του. Αλλά να πούμε λίγο ένα άλλο κομμάτι. From what I've read, if you own a company based overseas, say somewhere in Europe, somewhere in the UK, maybe, I don't know, in US, right? If you own a company somewhere else, thank you, cheers, then you don't pay any tax on that money that your company makes overseas while you're based here as a resident, correct?
I would suggest consulting with an accountant here, for example, but yeah, if it's outside a country, in theory, it's a territorial tax system, so it's exempt from taxes. If the activity, and the way it works is when they give you like a bunch of. You have to make facturas, bills. You have to bill someone, right, to make it like kind of official income. And then if you bill someone outside of Paraguay, it's exempt.
Excellent.
Oh, that's my understanding, yeah.
Yes. Για να εξηγήσουμε λοιπόν αυτό που έχουμε διαβάσει και εμείς στο παρελθόν διαδικτυακά, αυτό που καταλαβαίνουμε είναι ότι αν κάποιος έχει μια εταιρεία στο εξωτερικό, για παράδειγμα στην Ελλάδα, στη Γερμανία, κάπου αλλού, κόβει τα τιμολόγια του στους πελάτες του ενώ κατοικεί στην Παραγουάη, η Παραγουάη αυτή καθ' αυτή στο τέλος της χρονιάς του ζητάει 0% φόρο. Κανονικά υπάρχει 10% φόρος εισοδήματος στην Παραγουάη ούτως ή άλλως, αλλά αυτό το 10% δεν χρειάζεται να το πληρώσεις γιατί η δραστηριότητά σου, η οικονομική δραστηριότητα βρίσκεται στο εξωτερικό και όχι εντός της χώρας. Άρα κάποιος που κατοικεί εδώ πληρώνει 0% φόρο. Well, thanks so much, Alex. How do you feel? You know that you're a resident here.
I really love it here. Now I think it depends on kind of your personality, but I'm really happy here. People are super warm, super welcoming. They like to share. They like to you know, have a good time, and they're very relaxed in their everyday life.
Yeah,
so, yeah.
We had a similar experience actually.
Yeah.
We love Paraguayans.
Yeah.
They are so welcoming.
Yeah.
So, thank you so much.
Well, thanks so much for
Thanks
the
to you
tips.
guys for
Really
helping me
helpful.
share.
Yeah, this will be really helpful for anyone who's looking to become a resident in Paraguay. So greatly appreciated.
Nice.
Cheers.
Τον ευχαριστούμε λοιπόν. Ελπίζουμε να σας φάνηκε χρήσιμο το βίντεο. Να έρθετε και εσείς στην Παραγουάη και γιατί όχι να γίνετε και Παραγουαϊνοί πολίτες.
Για όσους ψάχνουν μια βάση, μια καινούργια βάση κάπου αλλού, κάπου εκεί έξω, γιατί όχι, μπορεί η Παραγουάη να γίνει το επόμενο σπίτι σας.